trucks. Prince Rupert-based Lindsay's Cartage and one driver in particular pioneered long-haul truck driving along Highway 37 North, the Stewart-Cassiar route. The now dismantled Cassiar was an asbestos mining town at the time, and the road to get there was pretty rough. As is still the case today, communities all along the route like Iskut and Dease Lake rely on deliveries of all kinds of goods from the south. In 1980, a CFTK TV crew caught a ride along the route to learn more about the challenges and rewards of serving the people there. Here's Pokeys Run, written and narrated by the late Walt Limatainen and produced by Peter Reynolds Long.
Every story has a beginning, and Pokeys Run begins right here at the Lindsay Cartage docks in Terrace. Proceeds up Highway 37 to places with names that sing in your ear. Bob Quinn Lake and Iskatine, Titoga, Edentetajan, Dease Lake and Cassiar. Across the Belle Irvings, through 40 Mile Flats and over the Stikine, along the Tanzimmet. Pokey is Don Maitland. The outfit he hauls for is Lindsay's, and that's, as we said, where the story begins. Now, this is a company that began pioneering freight work in the north a long time ago, with horse-drawn rigs doing stevedore work in Prince Rupert, and later with 200 horsepower rigs along that brand new dirt road between Rupert and Terrace, hauling what needed hauling around a growing Northwest, and growing itself from 3 fellows in 1971 to a crew of 25 now. John Custis is part owner and runs the branch office in Terrace. He drove the dirt roads before pavement came to Terrace and knows what pioneer freight work's about. It's a knowledge that comes in handy in helping build Lindsay's into the biggest little firm of its type in this part of the country.
For daily service between Prince Rupert, Terrace, Kitimat, every day, freight service. And twice weekly service, scheduled twice weekly refrigerated traffic as well as general freight to Stewart. And once weekly as far as Cassiar, and we service all the waypoints, Iskut, Dease Lake particularly, Telegraph Creek, and all the small camps along the way.
John's a Stewart boy, and when the bridge was built on the Nass River in 1972, he just couldn't wait to put good use to that first road link north.
I was quite excited about Stewart because I was born and raised there, and for many years Stewart was very isolated. All they had was once a week ship freight traffic out of Vancouver. That was first with Union Steamships, and in later years with Northland Navigation. And that's all they had, plus airplanes when they flew, which is, if they were lucky, once a week or twice a week. And everybody was very excited about the road being open, and we were, in fact, the first commercial truck into Stewart after that bridge opened.
Well, highways didn't even accept responsibility for plowing that road.
No, not at that time.
For a long time?
No, not for the first 2 years. But that's a picture of the snow conditions we had in Stewart for the first 5 years of running. And that's a snow slide, so it's exaggerated, but that's the kind of slide. In fact, that truck and the driver who still works for me was rolled in that slide 3 or 4 times.
Is that through the Bear Pass?
Yeah, that's in the Bear Pass. And so that's, it's quite impressive. And they couldn't handle a snowfall with the equipment they had. They weren't prepared for it at that time.
John sent me up there in the middle of winter there, and she was quite a trip, I'll tell you. It took
72?
Yeah, around there, yeah. When the Nass Bridge wasn't officially open, but it was there, and we got across it and into Stewart, up over the hill, above the glacier, and by golly, I tell you, so when we hit there, we got on the telephone and let him know we were there. That's about 3:30 in the morning, and what a road. And he sure snickered about that one. I'll never forget it.
The drivers used to take enough groceries to keep them going for a week.
Just in case?
Just in case they got stuck. And they did quite often get stuck. I've had many times had trucks stuck up there for 3 or 4 days, 5 days, depending on the conditions of the road. used to get a lot of washouts in the fall when the heavy rains came and whatnot. And we went through all that, a lot of problems, and in the spring breakup it was bad. There was mud holes, sometimes 300, 400, 500 yards long, you know. But we worked at it, and it cost us a lot of money, but we got a lot of satisfaction out of it.
Nobody'd done it, so you just had to kind of make up a freight rate and hope it would cover the destruction of rigs. 2 trucks were ruined in those early runs up to Stewart, and 1 man was tragically lost. But Stewart finally had service, and Lindsay's didn't give it up.
Well, it's a satisfaction to me to have been able to pioneer and work on it. When I hear these people talk about how tough the road is now, I just have to chuckle.
Local Connection will be right back after the...
Now we move north, turn right at Mesiadin, and up the Stewart-Cassiar, Highway 37. When an Edmonton firm pulled out of freight runs coming down from Watson Lake, Lindsay's put Pokey to work on the Cassiar run that he has to this day.
It's quite a challenge, eh? Well, I'll tell you, it's something else. We've been into it. Hardly know any better by now, I guess, but well, for the people, eh? The hospitality in the north is unbelievable. You got a certain type of people living up here, man. They really appreciate whatever you do for them.
They weren't getting any service. They had to fly the stuff in. Even the groceries, they had to fly the groceries in. The mail was coming in by air when it could. But with the weather conditions in this country, and further north it's worse than it is here, they couldn't depend on the service at all. So we thought we'd try it.
This still is no superhighway by anybody's standards, and when Pokey took on the run, 37 was still very much a very little traveled roadway, and there wasn't much there except either end of the road, and a $15,000 refrigerator trailer rig could shake apart in 2 years instead of the 10 years they average on pavement. Through the years, the demands of more than 400 miles have taught Pokey some lessons in schedule. The road can still get pretty rough. It's known to get dusty in summer, buried in snow in winter, and run pretty slick for the rest of the year. If your truck's going to keep running, not fall apart, and if your cargo's going to have some chance of getting there unmashed in one piece, you learn to take things as they come.
He's on his own time, basically. He leaves here around 6 o'clock in the evening, Tuesday evening, and if he drives as far as Cedarville and wants to go to bed, he goes to bed. He's got a sleeper, got everything there. Or if he goes to Mesiadin and goes to bed, that's his prerogative. He sets his own schedule. And whenever anybody asks me, you know, when can I get my freight, or when can I expect my freight in Dease Lake, I'll say, well, anywhere between noon and 5 o'clock on Wednesday, or later. I'm not one to govern that. It depends on the road conditions, and then the amount of drop-offs he's got to make, and where he goes first. They all accept that, and there's never any problem.
When you leave Kiwanga, you just kind of take the watch and put it in the pocket, and you take things from step by step, eh? You go from A to B, and when you service one part of it, you say, by golly, well, got him pacified and satisfied, we hope, and go to the next spot. And she's just like that every week, back and forth, and think nothing of it. Time is not the essence in the north type of deal. The people, like I say, are different up here. If you don't get it today, what you're looking for, well, by golly, hopefully we'll get her next week, eh? So you do the best you can as you go. When it's dawn, you're up bright and early going at it, and when it's dusk, you know it's time to go to bed type of deal. You just do your work accordingly, eh? Right.
And thus, we suppose the name Pokey. Better to get there every time than set records for speed and endurance. There are more trucks now, and more tourists, and traffic in general, than there were just a few years ago. The numbers increase rapidly with word of mouth that this route is 300 miles shorter, and word on how pretty it is. Long-haul truckers bound for Alaska are ever more present, the occasional hot dog among them, but the old-timers and the regular drivers stick together to keep some etiquette on the road.
Yeah, we kind of got our ways and quirks about it up here, I guess. I don't know. We've all worked it out amongst each other, especially the locals, eh? Like out of Stewart, running back and forth. And you see a rig coming that's dusty, you slow down type of deal, because it's just as good for you it is for them to, as you pass each other, to be able to see what's happening, eh? So automatically, you know, whenever you come around the corner and there's somebody there, you can't help but do whatever, eh? If it's you meet there, it's a bad deal. But other than that, the courtesy is what I'm getting at, eh? Yeah. We try to, they've got a super good bunch of guys on Arrow now. They've weeded out the get up and go boys type of deal, and a lot of it is and we sort of pass it on, eh? And newcomers coming along, eh? They get on the CB or whatever, or you talk to the next guy, and we catch him at the next coffee shop or truck stop and say, hey, like, Joe Blow wasn't kind of happy with your performance back there, sort of deal, eh? And just let the guy know about it.
There are special problems that come with a run through this wild country, but there are special pleasures as well.
The scenery, eh? It's got to be, well, what can you say? You got Grand Canyon here and all in BC. You've got Jasper here in BC. Through this route, you look at it, you got it. You got the seasons, eh?
In all the 4 seasons, there are sights to behold that don't give an inch to the Banff-Jasper country. Real wilderness beauty that only the eye and not the camera can fully take in. But Pokey says it's the people, a special breed of pioneer spirit that's always the first to settle any great country, their histories and backgrounds as varied as the goods they need hauled from the south.
Oh, you've got anything from cat parts to, well, you've got groceries and eggs, which are the specialty there to try and keep, eh? You got to top load the light stuff to the top and the heavy to the bottom naturally, and it's a tough job loading that trailer, plus coming over the road as it is, and to get the goods here in good shape, it's a challenge, a real super challenge, and we all work hard at it. Like I say, the fellas in the warehouse and that, they deserve a lot of credit because it's them that they're the backbone of it. Eh?
Local connection will be
Very fortunate in having a driver on that run who's been on it since it started. He started the run, that particular run, and he's been on it ever since. He's very outgoing, and the people like him. He does a lot of favors for the people up there on his own hook. Nothing to do with Lindsay's. As you know, Pokey's a household word up in that area.
I was amazed.
On this road, as long or longer as many of those who live there now, Pokey has helped a lot of those folks to get started. Through his work for Lindsay's, hauling the stuff and substance of business and building, and privately taking the time to search out the things from the city that someone has need of and pack it on into the cab of his rig.
No problem. He does this all in his own time. He shops for people. It's difficult up there. Let's say you've got a film you want to get developed. You can't. If you send it out in the mail, it's 2 weeks minimum, probably 3 or 4 weeks before you get back. So he'll bring all this stuff down, and get it developed or fixed or whatever. Prescriptions, you name it. He'll do it on his day off. He has it every Tuesday off. He leaves Tuesday night. So he does this all on his own hook. And a normal day, his sleeper's half full of stuff.
It all balances itself out, Walt. You do something for this person here, and when I get up here and I get in trouble or I need a hand, just kind of ask Joe Blow if he wouldn't mind giving me a hand for a second, just with a heavy piece or whatever, and boom, it's off and over with. And so you just kind of feel it's a two-way street. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours type of deal. I guess is how it's set up to be, and I don't know how to explain it. It's
Family?
They're like a family. They're all like brothers, I guess, and sisters, and they look out for me, eh? I'll tell you, they just watch out for me, like even all the highways department or whatever. Be talking on the road, oh, Pokey's coming, he just left here, eh?
Well, Pokey's in trouble on the road anywhere in that area, between Dease Lake and Miziaden. It's on the highways radios that he's in trouble, where he's at, what his problems are. They look after him.
From stop to stop, people respond that they don't know what they'd have done without Pokey. Highways flag crews know when he's coming and wait for the habit he's got of flipping out sticks of gum to help cut the dust. Little kids pump their arm up and down to call for that horn, and they get it. Mama Gay makes up chowder at 40 Mile Flats Cafe only on the day his rig comes through. He's made fast friends of these people, but says it's their credit, not his, and makes no special claims.
I'm not a super trucker. I've been pretty fortunate to get it from A to B and back and forth. We work at it, but we're learning something all the time.
They really think a lot of them, and for a good reason. He's done them a lot of favors.
I depend slowly on the fellas and the P&D boys, the fellas that pick the goods up, bring them to the warehouse, and deliver them deliver them on my return, whatever. They're the ones that are loading the truck. They deserve the credit because there's lots of hard work in P&D.
We're not big, we're not a big company, but we're probably the largest of our type in this country, in this area. But we try to still keep it small and, sort of friendly. Everybody knows everybody else, knows what they're doing, and they can all do the same job. They all go to the same places and do the same things, and it works well. Everybody seems to be happy. Or mostly happy, anyway, I hope.
There are now long stretches of pavement along Pokeys Run, up from Kitwanga, north from Dees Lake clear to the Cassiar turnoff. The rattle of gravel on fender is gone. It makes smoother running, but when the time comes a few years down the road that Highway 37 is all blacktop, Pokey says he's done. It might be easier driving, but it just won't be the same. With pavement and progress, the country will change. The challenge of service to those special, isolated folks will have gone. Pokey put it together this way in his head on the long haul back home, running empty to Terrace from way up in Cassiar.
Oh, people of the North, we're proud to serve you. This Northman's kind of got a hold on me. No matter what our problems been, we keep on trucking with a grin because of Northern hospitality. Well, now, Highway 37 is a long old challenge road. The 4 seasons have some stories not been told. I have pioneered this highway since it first opened up, from a single axle to a semi-truck. Now my handle is old Pokey, it's appropriate, you see. Only 5'6", but size don't bother me. Hauling groceries, freight and mail to North communities, your Northern Santa Claus, my only aim's to please. Oh, people of the North, we're proud to serve you. This Northman's kinda got a hold on me. No matter what our problems been, we keep on trucking with again because of Northern hospitality. Well, we try to keep on schedule, but it's difficult, you see, 'cause on this road the breakdowns sometimes happen frequently. Now my week goes by so quickly, days and nights pass 1, 2, 3. Soon I'm on my return back home to my wife and family. Oh, people of the North, we're proud to serve you. This Northman's kinda got a hold on me. No matter what our problems been, we keep on trucking with a grin because of Northern hospitality. Well, the company we work for is an old Prince Rupert firm. Lindsay's is the outfit, Northern folks are their concern. Now they seem glad each week to send their rig up north with me to provide you service, sometimes slow but steadily. Oh, people of the North, we're proud to serve you. This Northman's kinda got a hold on me. No matter what our problems been, we keep on trucking with a grin because of Northern hospitality. Well, now, gravel roads I'm used to, 37 has taught me. This road is getting better, that's a fact that you can see. They say that pavement's coming, that'll be the end for me. Because, dear folks, my dreams have then become reality. Oh, you people of the North, I'm proud I serve you. Your friendship, love, and watching out for me. Memories I'll cherish on forever of your good old Northern hospitality. You people of the North, I'm proud I served you. Your friendship, love, and watching out for me. Memories I'll cherish on forever of your good old Northern hospitality. Of your good old Northern hospitality.
That happens when they finish laying asphalt, and this is a paved ribbon from Cassiar to Terrace.
Well, I think when that's all done, you're going to see this fella maybe hang her up, I guess. I don't know. Probably look for another dirt road if we're still in the trucking industry by then. They're fortunate enough to have our health and keep the wheels rolling. We don't know what's going to happen between now and then, but I think it'll be a few years before that happens. So we're going to take it year by year and trip by trip and just hope that everything is rolls along as good as it's been.
As long as you still got the sound of some loose gravel, you're all right, eh?
It's taught me a lot. 37, come part of me, I guess, because we spent a lot of time on it.
But while Pokey might wonder what happens after the pavement has come, John Custis and Lindsay's already have an eye on a new place to pioneer a new run.
Well, we got one coming up, you know. Kitzel is opening, and that road, no, you should take a flight over that or right over that. That's going to be an exciting road when it comes up, and it'll be open probably in July, I'm told. But we'll start that one. We'll go in there, and we'll have our problems, same as anybody else. But we'll have fewer problems. I really firmly believe we'll have fewer problems than anyone else, because all of our guys are experienced in this sort of backwoods type operation, and they're good at it. They're all professionals. They're all good drivers, and they know what to expect. And even some of the younger guys that haven't experienced the bad times, they're learning.
We wish to thank a whole bunch of people for helping us build Pokeys Run, foremost John Custis and Pokey. Lindsay's Cartage and Finning Tractor for funding assistance. Pokey's theme was composed by Mackenzie Kyle with his banjo, backed up by the talents of Jim Piper. TK's Rob Runo for recording and audio track work. And the folks all along Pokey's route, particularly Mark and Gay at 40 Mile Flats, the Kurtzes for accommodation, and a lot of good people who talked with us and made us welcome. Co-producers Peter Reynolds-Long and I wish to make special thanks to our cameraman, John Dando, for helping capture, in part, the North Country beauty of Pokeys Run.